5 lines, the 5 best lines for your money, for the value that you can find them this week. Here we go.
You get Baltimore -4. I mean, I talked about this. They're at Tennessee. I know Tennessee usually plays them tough, but really good teams with good coaches and high-end quarterbacks. Look, Lamar has his struggles against Pittsburgh, but Lamar wins almost 80% of his games. Like, Lamar's a really, really good quarterback. Top 10. I'd probably put Lamar top 10. Closer to 10 than 5, but he's a top 10 quarterback. Teams with a top 10 quarterback and probably a top... I would say Harbaugh was a top 10 coach. If you take the entire resume, the entire body of work.
Yeah, I was going to say, it can't be of recent years.
Yeah, because I would say some of the younger guys like Mike McDaniel.
Right, there's some younger, more powerful minds that have come into the league. But I mean,
Daboll.
I would say, like, historically in the league right now, yes.
And even currently, he's probably still a top 12 to 15 coach. He's a really, really good coach.
I'd put him in the Tomlin category.
Yeah, they're anywhere between 8 and 14 on a given year.
Yeah.
You know? But anyway, yeah, so good teams with a good coach and a good quarterback coming off a humiliating loss. That's exactly what happened to Baltimore. They're going to bounce back strong. I take them to win by a touchdown. I'll go 27-20 Baltimore.
I like it. I think they are going. I said it earlier in predictions. They are going to play inspired football. This team is really good. Yes, they had some stupid mistakes with the receiving core this last week. That was evident.
But
nobody's going to deny that. Everybody has a bad game.
I will say those things kind of tend to even out. So you have a really bad game. Normally, those even out. So you have a
Zay
good
Flowers,
game.
You have OBJ. Like you have
Mark
a lot
Andrews,
of good. Yeah, you
Rashad
have
Bateman.
A lot of really good, reliable targets that don't usually do that. I mean, look at Kadarius Toney week 1, right?
Right, and he's played a lot better since. So, all right, Jacksonville -4.5 versus Indianapolis. Look, again, I think Jacksonville's going to be really, really undervalued for the next week, 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, depending on how they play. But I think that's a team finding their stride. Like I think what we saw in the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season is not who Jacksonville is. I think what we saw in London, that's closer to who Jacksonville is. I think they're a much better football team than people are going to give them credit for because of that slow start. And so I think that number is way too low for me. I think this is a 30-20 type of game. Like I like Gardner Minshew, but I don't think he's going to put up 30. Right? Like
No.
I like them to keep it close, but I think Jacksonville pulls away. It's going to be about a field goal game until midway through the fourth quarter. Jacksonville put a touchdown up to kind of put it away. Minshew's not going to be able to lead them down the field in prime time, clutch time, so I'll take Jacksonville.
I was going to say the same thing. I like Minshew to keep it really close, and he'll hang there, and he won't wreck it for the first 2 to 3 quarters of the game, but he's also not the guy that's going to win it for you.
Yeah.
Especially against a way more talented Jacksonville team.
Yeah. Let's go Cleveland +5 against San Francisco. Like you said, you don't feel as confident. I feel really, really confident on this one. Look, I know that Dallas has a good defense. This Cleveland defense is going to easily be the best defense that San Francisco has seen yet. Nobody forces more 3-and-outs than Cleveland. Nobody has a better sack differential than Cleveland. They're either 1 or 2 in that category, right? Like they get to the quarterback, they don't let you get to theirs. And in a game with 2 of the top 3 to 4 defenses in football, 5 points is a lot of points. To me, this feels like a low-scoring, sluggish in Cleveland. Who knows? Could be rainy, could be cold, could be windy. The mistake on the lake. Cleveland's coming off a bye; they're rested. San Francisco played in prime time on Sunday. They will get less rest. They're coming off a massive game against Dallas. Maybe is it an emotional letdown? Possibly. They come out flat. Cleveland's been preparing for them for 2 weeks. I'll take Cleveland to win. I'll take San Francisco to win, but Cleveland to cover in a close one, 16-13 San Fran.
Okay. I like San Francisco. I do understand where you're coming from, and I can see how it can happen. I'm just not as sold on the Browns keeping it close with this team. I mean, nobody's been able to keep it close with San Francisco this year.
That's fair. Deshaun will finally be healthy. Side note, sorry. Just thought of that.
I mean, I just don't know. It's one of those things.
I'm taking the leap of faith.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I think
I'm
San Francisco
stand there, and I'm going to support it the entire time.
All right.
But I'm shaking.
You're not backing that one?
I just want you to know.
You're not backing that one?
If it hits, I was.
Are you going to fade that one? Or are you just going to not? You're just going to stay away? Stay away?
No. I'm going to parlay them all together. I'm just going to start doing that with all of our bets.
Fair enough.
We're due for a 5-0 week. Right?
It's true, we are. Yeah, Miami -13.5 versus Carolina. Surprisingly enough, big favorites have been fairly good to us this season because I do think as this league comes more quarterback coach dependent and reliant and friendly, with the rules and just the increase in offense.
Sure.
it's a little bit easier to see how much better teams are than bad teams with bad quarterbacks, maybe bad coaches, bad offensive lines too.
Yeah.
I think Carolina has two of the three. Like I don't think Bryce Young's very good. I don't think the offensive line's very good. Jury's still out on Frank Reich. I think he's a good coach, but he's not working with a lot. And so good quarterback, good head coach, insane skill position players. That's the side there. I think they win. I'll go 41-20 Miami.
Yeah, it's going to be an insane offensive showing from Miami. I think, it's going to give resemblance to that 70-point game. I don't think they're going to get back to that.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to score 70.
But at the end of the day, this is going to be an OTA. You can kind of see when games are going to be OTAs on the schedule. The Miami offense is going to be able to do whatever they want.
What do you mean OTA?
There's an offensive practice for the
Dolphins.
I see what you're saying. They are just going to be able to go out there and just run and go. Take the chains off.
I thought that was like some acronym that you made up.
No.
I was like, what's an OTA?
No, preseason and OTAs.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you mean like 3 of their 4 games they've lost by double digits. Atlanta they lost by 14. Seattle they lost by 10. And that was Andy Dalton starting.
Yeah.
And then they lost obviously by like 18 or something this past weekend. So
fair enough.
Anyway, last bet on the board, Arizona plus 6.5 at the Rams. I do like the Rams to win. I think Arizona probably covers late. I'll take the Rams in a 30-24 game. Arizona backdoor covers late.
Oh, yeah. Rams are going to roll for a while. But, I mean, we said this earlier as well. The Cardinals have kept games super
they're
close.
They're scrappy. That's a scrappy team.
But I didn't feel great about it because I took Cincinnati this last week in the split. And watching them play Arizona for the first 3 quarters of the game,
Arizona was like, in that game.
Uh-oh.
I thought they could win. I thought they were going to win for a second.
We've seen them upset some teams this year, and now they definitely don't
Dallas,
beat the Rams.
Yeah.
But
to keep it close, 6.5 division game feels right. Yeah, I
like
keep it close.
I like it.
To run back through those bets, we got Baltimore -4 at Tennessee, Jacksonville -4.5 versus Indianapolis, the underdog Browns +5 versus San Francisco at home in Cleveland, Miami -13.5 at home versus Carolina, and Arizona +6.5 traveling to the Rams.
Love it. Those are the Week 6 bets on a budget, so go check them out on the favorite app, DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM. The Bet Rivers app, a little Barstool Sportsbook. Wherever you place your bets, go check it out. A lot of good lines this week. Like I said, I'm parlaying mine together. We are due to go 5-0 one of these weeks. I have a feeling it is going to be a good one. So, yeah, go place those bets before, I guess, Sunday. We don't have any Thursday night bets, thank God.
Yeah.
So,